Ladies, gentlemen, and non-binary beings, welcome to another high-flying episode of Cosmic Crit. My name is Miles, but better known to you as the erstwhile plant detective, Sprouts Barlow. At least for a little while longer. So, Sprouts. What to say about Sprouts? He is a character that, without me knowing, is one that I've wanted to play for a very, very long time. I am a massive, massive fan of detective fiction and old film noir. Raymond Chandler's The Big Sleep is one of my favorite detective novels, and the film version with Humphrey Bogart is one of my favorite detective movies. And Philip Marlowe, the detective, is the namesake of Sprouts. So this stuff was heavily involved in creating this character, but he didn't start off as a detective. I had no idea what I wanted to play as we were gearing up for season 3, and I was kind of beating my head against the wall, wasn't really sure what to do. And then we got a look at the Alien Archive that was coming out, and I saw these tiny plant people. And all of a sudden, just a spark kind of lit, where I was like, okay, like I wanted to do something where I had this tiny little plant, barely bigger than a Coke can, with a very, very big personality. And through some conversations, I think, with Patrick, because I think what I always say is, I want to be a blank blank Batman. And it then kind of, all right, boiled down to, I want to be a plant detective. And the idea of having this tough talking, threatened to hit you before he looked at you kind of detective in a 16-inch plant was just perfect, because not only was it this cool, weird alien thing to do in a game that invites that, but it was also really funny, and it never was not funny for me. So Sprouts just kind of started from there, and I just wrote him as a regular detective. I didn't do a whole lot different than I would have if he was any other race, because that was the cool thing about him. He was a detective before he was anything else. And I think in doing that, I did kind of, I think my one thing that I wish I had done is give him some sort of Moriarty type character, an arch nemesis, because while Xantos Lurchward obviously was a fill-in in the campaign at times, he didn't really have that too much. You know, we had this mission that he was trying to find his partner, and that got wrapped up pretty quickly, so it would have been nice to create something that could have gone throughout the rest of the campaign. But at the same time, I kind of appreciated that as well, because once we got deeper into this war, I feel like this is the time where a detective would probably zip his lips and just do his job. And so that's kind of what Sprouts did. He had moments where he was obviously playing detective, and that came in handy, but a lot of times he was just, you know, riding high on Echo and doing what he needed to do. And playing a operative was just a ton of fun. I think it's an exceptionally balanced class. I think when you level up, you actually feel like you've leveled up. Like, even when nothing happens, you at least get some extra points in something that makes you feel like you got a little bit more powerful, which I felt like didn't happen so much with Wynn. And that was also because I was still kind of trying to figure out how to be a TTRPG player, even though I've been doing it for a very long time now. And yeah, I love this little plant. I would love to play him again. And I hope you have enjoyed his little adventures as much as I have, because he's kind of one of my favorite things that I've made for Cosmic Crit. He may not have the deepest backstory that I've made. He may not have, you know, the most complicated player setup, but he's a plant detective, and I love him. So, with that said, I'm going to let everyone else take it for this week's episode, but I just wanted to talk a little bit about Sprouts before I, you know, have to say goodbye to him for hopefully not the last time. So, without further ado, this week's episode 194, School of Shock.
Episode commencing in 3, 2, 1. Episode initiated. It's time to lock on and circle strafe a cadre of alien menaces across the galaxy in a prime example of one of the best GameCube games around in this week's episode of Metroid Crit. This is your GM Patrick here, aka your gigantic mother brain, seeking the baby Metroid here amidst the space station Talon. Joining me in missile launching and charge beaming the Swarm Horde are my 5 friends and fellow space pirates. To my right, she is as invisible as a true console sequel. It's the inscrutable Rebecca rolling with Zinnia.
Hello.
No news of that project yet. Across from her, his power armor can be overclocked to produce a heavy fire power beam. It's Drew delivering Echo 7.
Screw attack.
To my right, this boulder-like experiment is ready to rock the enemies in a single shielded combat. It's Tyler dredging up Devasho.
I'll meet Dwayne Johnson.
Across from him, they're tucking in and morphing into a ball, ready to roll a strike. It's Jabert playing as Trest.
That's what I do.
And across the digital table, this fighty Flagra is about to Vine whip you into submission. Oh no, never mind. It's just Miles mixing up with Sprouts.
Good evening.
Did you call him a foie gras?
Flagra. It's Flaahgra. It's a meat monster from Metroid Prime, I'm told.
So they say.
So I'm told.
So the wiki says that I definitely used to write this intro. And actually, I wrote this one. I did like some prep towards the end of the season and did like 5 intros in like an afternoon one time. And I've completely forgotten about this one. So I was glad I had it ready. Hey guys, how are you doing tonight?
Great.
Pretty good.
Pretty good indeed.
I was doing great until I logged in and saw what we're up against.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Not doing so good.
Oh,
I somehow blocked this out of my memory over the last week, so it was a surprise.
Right. So, I mean, let's not dilly-dally. Let's get back into the action as like often we do. We left on a cliffhanger, but to properly catch us up, we need to turn to the half-pint detective, Sprouts Marlowe, to tell us what happened last time on Cosmic Crit.
It turns out the SDF is having trouble getting through this arcane computer system and sent us to the Rendith River Dam to check out what was going on. Sounds like a situation that's going to land us in trouble. That's just the side of the coin we're always dealt. And wouldn't you know it? It was. Swarms descended upon us. And though we were more battered than we're proud of, Midnight Company took care of business. Went to the control room with these balls of energy appeared out of nowhere. And well, for someone who deals with clues, I have to admit, I don't have a single one on what's going on here.
You're the clue man, Miles.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to take a gander yet.
Miles,
He used his once per day glimpse the truth already. So he's out of clues.
At this point, I think you can
think back in the
glimpse. Well, no, you used it
in the parking deck, right?
Yeah,
I think you used
Haven't we rested by now?
I'm pretty sure you've used it on the dam itself, but you can like burn RP now to do it more than once, right?
Okay, right.
That's what I thought.
I don't know how Miles's things work.
Yeah.
Speaking out of turn.
I only played an operative for 7 levels.
Yeah, I'm sure if I'd made it
get up that high.
Well, we're still. These things just appeared in front of us, correct?
They have, just kind of flickered into existence. And as you guys are kind of getting your bearings here, you can feel the static energy kind of bouncing off of them. It's a very dangerous situation, and the 2 sergeants that were here just a minute ago have escaped out to the stairs leading back up to the dam.
Smart folks.
Bye, guys.
The Riforians are just like poking their head in, and one of these orbs of like a ball lightning almost between what looks like technological kind of circuitry making up their form, seems to glow and kind of convulse, contract a little bit, and it makes this very high-pitched whining noise. And I believe I checked last time, no one here speaks Auran. Is that correct?
That's good.
That is correct.
Is this official art, Patrick?
Yeah, why don't you take a look? And I mean, you do a better job describing it. It looks like something you're about to get hit with if you were in the video game Tron.
Oh, before you blew it up, it looked sort of like a ball of yarn that a cat might chase. But now it looks very.
That looks like a ball of space yarn.
Yeah, space yarn now, so that a space cat might chase.
Now, Tyler is the author of these monsters, but hilariously, you're not allowed to metagame and tell everyone exactly what they do. But you know what's coming, right, Tyler?
No. I want to be on the other side of the wall with the sergeants.
Well, I was talking to Jabert about this off air. I was like, man, it's going to be rough if Tyler gets killed by his own monsters here on the
That's
show.
a badge of honor. I will take that, and I'll be like, yeah.
So this one that's talking.
I killed myself.
I'm so good at this game. Murdered myself.
This one that's talking seemingly, waits for a reply, but then gets a little angry, and you see sparks again shooting from this console, the computer console, as it kind of just disappears inside of it. You see it kind of glowing with energy. But these other two seem to be menacing you on the edges of the console. Let's roll some initiative and see what's going to happen.
Oh, Trest, why'd you have to show me up like that? Oh, Trest, I gotcha.
All right. Well, I wasn't trying to show anybody else. I was very pleased because this is the highest I'd rolled on initiative in like 3 months.
You're my only hope for not going last. And I saw you get a 17, and I was like, oh, I'm not beating that.
Absolutely dead last.
Can you believe that the operatives rolled 1 rocks, 2 the top of the turn order at the exact same time? Zinnia, then Sprouts, you're going to start us off here in combat.
All right. Xenia would first like to try to identify these strange balls of circuitry. Is that an engineering check? Oh, wait, for me, it would be.
Oh, gosh. Oh, we had this conversation. Elementals are living creatures. So you will do life science, right?
Yeah, technically technically and life science are the same bonus for me, so it doesn't really matter, I guess. But
okay, just roll one of them then.
all right. That is a 36 to identify.
Okay, 36. You get to know 2 pieces of information about Fulmivars. They are indeed extraplanar elemental outsiders. And
Fulmivars?
Fulmivars.
Fulmivars.
Fulmivar.
Okay, Fulmivars. Okay, do they have any special abilities?
I don't know about that, but one of their special abilities is Tyler originally wanted to call them Tyler's buddies, and that was shot down by Paizo.
Oh man, did Paizo kill that?
Ty's Bud Buds.
Yeah, I wanted everybody to know exactly who this ball of energy was working for.
They have 2 special abilities. Do you want to know them both?
No.
Okay, give me a number between 1 and 10.
4.
Their main ability is one called Arcing Flux, and as a full action, they pick someone and a random chosen technological item on them. They kind of jump inside and give it the broken condition for a number of rounds. And if the creature is carrying or wielding the item, which you'll have the stuff on you, you take some electricity damage, and you get a reflex save to take half or negate the broken condition.
Okay. Can I know its resistances?
Good question. I will give you. It does have DR5, flat DR5 as a resistance.
And that's it. It's not like resistant to electricity damage or anything like that.
Yeah, that's. It has no electricity resistance.
Does it have immunity? Does that not count?
You didn't ask about immunities, and you only get
higher than a 9.
Immunity is just complete resistance, right? Like,
you can probably guess that these.
it's like the difference between waterproof and water resistant.
Balls
right?
of electricity might not care about electrical damage.
Probably don't. All right.
What would you like to do for your turn?
Are there only 2 now?
Yes, one of them has
Okay.
disappeared inside the console and now is glowing with a bit of energy.
Well, I think Xenia is going to back way up to the other side of the room. And in doing so, is going to take a shot with her parallax laser pistol at the one on the left.
All right, the one straight ahead. There's one like right in front of Trest, and one right in front of Devasho.
Yep. All right, here it goes.
Patrick's going to be smart tonight and bring out my calculator app early.
All right, that's a CR 21 or lower on the trick attack and a 25 to hit.
Against EAC, that is a trick and a hit.
All right, that's awesome. So that is going to be flat-footed. Well, I guess it is flat-footed. That does a total of, 50 damage?
Oh
50
boy,
damage.
starting off pretty darn high as you take a big blast out of this thing and you see arcs of electricity kind of spraying out of its body like a blood splatter and burning the back wall here. Sprouts, Marlowe, onto you next.
Okay. Sprouts is going to take a clue from Xenia and kind of take aim at the same one.
Ooh, already flat-footed.
And move a little bit further back.
Yeah, good. You guys have fought electrical creatures before, I imagine.
Yeah. And
everyone's spreading out and backing away from these things.
Shoot it with the my piercing ghost killer fusion semi-auto pistol.
Oh boy. Oh, it's high. It's very high rolls there.
So CR 25 for the trick and
Tricked.
35 for the hit.
Tricked and hit. And
So with my trick, let me see what extra shots I have since it's already flat-footed, correct?
yeah, you can give it off target.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and put it off target. Yeah. And that is 45 points of damage.
Ooh, Xenia showing you up here. That is still a huge blast. There is a little bit of DR as you've already learned, but still a lot of that blasting through to this guy. And yeah, you see it is, it started off as like kind of beach ball size and it's been reduced in size by about half. Perhaps to one of those, cute, kind of round watermelons that they charge too much for at the grocery store.
All right.
That's your professional GM description of the night, folks. That's what you get. There's those little seedless watermelons. It's about half its original size after that hit. And it's their turn now. They get to go next. Thank goodness. So this one is Trest, you're right in front of this one. So it's gonna move into you. What is your I asked this last week for you guys, but how many technological items did you have on you, Trest?
I think I only have one.
Okay, well that one is getting possessed by this creature's arcing flux as it just kind of jolts itself inside. Make me a reflex save. We're looking DC 20 reflex here. Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. Natural 19. So you skip the broken condition and you're only taking 10 points of damage. That is half.
Okay, right. Okay, that's the half. Okay.
Blasts inside you, and that is a full action for it to do. This other one is going to do the same thing on Devasho. Devasho, technological items on your character.
Yes.
How many do you have?
4.
Yeah, so if you want to roll a d4, if you've got them arranged there, sir, pick one at random, and this thing jumps inside, and you can also make me a reflex save.
Reflex save. Haha.
All right.
Oh, I barely made it.
And a save. Let me roll that damage. Minimum damage, you are taking 6 points of
right.
electricity damage.
You take half of that.
3 points.
Okay.
Oh, yes. So shield other still up between Trest and Devasho. That is a full action for them to do, right? Because...
Yep.
Oh, wait, no. It's a full action to move its current location to random chosen technological item. But it can move up to its movement speed with this ability. Tyler, you've made a very confusing and painful creature, it looks like. Those things are going to keep moving. Actually, this one, they don't have a ton of movement, but this one can arc from Devasho to our good friends, Echo 7. Give me another, give me your first reflex save, Drew.
Thought it was a full round action for this thing to do this.
Yeah, and it can move up to its speed during a full round action. So, yay! But it cannot get, this other one can't get from Tress to you.
24.
Okay, so once again, save. The thing isn't damaged, but you are taking 7 points of electricity damage, and that is their turn as we go.
So I just want to say, because I have the adaptive energy shield, that is now, I get 5 DR for electricity damage.
Okay, cool. So you're soaking up most of that.
Well, next time it happens.
Okay. So the adaptive one, you have to take the damage first.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I think they pop. Well, let's ask the author, Tyler. These things pop out of the devices that they inhabit at the end of the round, right?
I believe so. I don't think they can just sit in the squat in the thing, but they can't move further.
Yeah, I was about to say Arcane Flux is their normal movement speed is very low fly speed, but with the Arcane Flux, they can move more, which means I'm gonna continue doing that. It move up to 60 feet. So why don't we get everyone in this party? And these two are gonna just blast Xenia and Sprouts as well. Why don't you guys give me a reflex save from the two operatives? Like, this is gonna be bad news. Both give me a reflex save. Save.
I mean, the operatives have great reflex. What?
Unbelievable.
And you both have evasion at this point, so I don't think you take anything.
Yeah, no effect on a reflex save.
Yeah, I have improved evasion as well.
Okay, well, that's boring. These guys...
Not for me.
Let's see if I have any movement left after that. 30. This one can come back down to... what's his name? Give me another one, Drew, for this first guy, and the other guy is going to come back down to you, Trest.
This is one of those episodes where I don't know who to be angrier with.
I kept reading this ability here. All right, Trest. So your technological item, you've rolled a fail, is going to be broken.
No, my flashlight.
Is that the only thing you've got?
It's the only thing I ever bought.
All right. Well, I talked to you guys about, not counting armor upgrades and stuff, but they might be able to inhabit those if it's something worn. You are left in the dark, and you are taking the full damage of 18 points of electricity, and Echo 7 taking the half. 8 points of electricity. So this will spark your energy resistance now.
So did you count that, or is it just -3?
No, I just told you the damage. You do that math. I do enough math as GM. Devasho, we are on to you.
Oh boy. Okay. Devasho's going to the one that has already been weakened is within range. So we'll try to hit it.
Yeah, these things kind of look indeed like just when they're arc fluxing between people. Almost like electricity gremlins just kind of popping between devices across the room.
I rolled kind of low on damage. 34 points of damage.
Okay, and this is with
actually
your...
it's less. It's less. Hold on.
Does this include your electron crystal? Is that what's happening?
Yes, it is so you're only 31 points of damage.
Then we are talking a little bit less than that because of DR. This guy is still up after that hit. As we go on to...
All right. As a move action...
Heading out.
As a move action, we're just going to move over here.
Okay. Moving around these guys. You're terrible, Tyler. You didn't give them any melee attacks, and I hate you for that.
Nope.
Way to metagame that. Echo 7, we're on to you. This one's looking pretty weak, pretty small right in front of you, and it's got a full strength guy right behind him.
Yeah, I think I'm still going to take a guarded step back and shoot this sucker with a heavy weapon with my plasma array.
Oh, okay. That's a bold decision.
Is that 26?
That's hits against the AC.
For 33 points of damage, and I have an ability that bypasses 5 DR.
That's a good thing that doesn't have any DR, any resistance against flame electricity. It is completely immune to electricity, so we're taking...
half damage anyway.
We are taking... That's half of 32. 16, and I've rolled the higher, so 17 points of fire damage. And it is still up. I can't do math. Calculator, tell me what the number is. It is still up after that. As we go towards the bottom of the turn order here, Trest. 2 of them right next to you.
Oh boy. I am flanking with one, and I don't think I'm flanking with the other.
Well, mind you, this one that you're not flanking with already is flat-footed.
It is currently flat-footed, and it is almost dead. Yeah, let's go ahead and let's drop a level 2 spell to empower my blade and slice and dice on the one that is flat-footed and off target. Oh, good lord. 23 flat-footed KSA.
That is a hit.
Oh, 43 points of damage.
All right, still taking into account the DR on this thing. It is not enough to keep it in this fight as you slice it in half, and a massive bolt of electricity kind of grounds itself and then shoots up to the ceiling, banishing this thing back to whatever plane of existence it came from.
By the way, Tyler, you get 3 hit points back.
I am alive.
Hold on, does Battle Leader take effect with these things? No.
Oh, it does. And Trest is not immune to Battle Leader right now. So how about some stamina points, Trest?
Oh, I love those.
All right, we'll use regroup. So you gain stamina points equal to twice my level plus the charisma bonus. What level are we? 12. So you're looking at 30 points of stamina.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Wow.
This is like a virtuous cycle over here.
You have planned this with your low initiative roll to steal that kill, you monster. I'm working overtime over here trying to kill some PCs, and you're just snatching victory away from me. Do you have a move action you would like to do? And I'm sorry, I meant to say, can you bring the microphone a little closer?
I'm sorry about that. Sorry. I still had it in position for my meetings from earlier today.
I was about to say, I think you're in chill Jabert mode.
Yeah, sorry. So it was a move action to empower my blade and standard to attack. And so I will, as a swift action, give a stern nod to Devasho.
Empowering as a move. Okay. Then our two Rhyphorians are going to help out. They pop their heads in the door, and they are going to give you guys. Do you prefer harrying or covering fire? They're going to do both the same thing.
Harrying, I guess.
Harrying.
Gives you a little, so if it is harried, the next attack that hits. Or the next attack against it gets a +2. So let me try with them. 1 succeeds. So as we go on to turn 2 here, Xenia, this one has been harried and is kind of dodging and weaving between Trest and Devasho as you start your turn.
All right, I'm going to move forward just a bit just to get it in line of sight and take a shot with my parallax laser pistol.
Okay.
So CR 21 or lower on the trick and a 34 to hit.
Yeah, boy, howdy, tricked and hits.
Awesome. So that does 42 damage.
Oh boy, fire damage is not.
And it's flat-footed.
It's not resistant at all to that. Okay, flat-footed. And that is a thing that it can be. Oh, but I forgot to say, these things they can be flat-footed with trick attacks. They cannot be flanked. You always forget about the old elementals
right.
flanking. All right, but it is flat-footed because of that. And 42 points of damage is going through. That's going to bring us to Sprouts Marlowe.
So Sprouts is going to target this electric fellow and move so that he's got a clear shot across the room.
Don't need to shoot through Devasho's back if you can help it.
And old Sprouts will take a shot. So the trick does not go off, but the shot does.
Oh yes. Wait. Well, yes, the trick does not. So it's taking about 11 points of damage here from this blast from across the room. Okay. All right. Well, it's doing a lot better on the start of its turn than its comrade was. You see it doing that thing where it's kind of convulsing a little bit and flashing lights at you and making the high-pitched whining noise as it starts its turn. Oh, these things are very, very slow. It's going to move. It doesn't really matter where it moves because, boy howdy. It's going to move towards the back of the room, and Trest and Devasho can make an attack of opportunity.
Ooh, I'll try.
If I have 10-foot reach, can I also make an attack? No, I was out of my reach. Sorry, that was the other one.
Oh, yeah. That is a hit from Trest, and oh boy, super hit from Tyler, and you both rolled 40 damage. It's way too me. All right, so I mean that's 70 points together, but it is still up after that.
I hope that was a worthy movement action.
Well, it was going to make a ranged attack anyway.
I was going to.
So yeah, I was like, maybe I can. Yeah, even if I had stood still, it still would have, taken 2. So whatever. It's going to use its other ability because I want to show off Tyler's cool monster, the Galvanic Pulse Wave, which we don't know about yet, and it projects an electrically charged wave of energy, and it can hit anybody in this room, 80-foot increments. And boom. Well, you guys have spread yourselves out very well in this room, and there's nobody standing next to each other, so this ability isn't as cool. Way to go. Way to ruin everything.
Here, Pat, Devasho will stand next to Trest.
Yeah, you better. You better, because this one is going to... I'm going to roll randomly, because he can reach anyone in this room, and you all have put some damage on him or his friend. You monsters. Whatever. I've rolled randomly, and of course it's gonna hit Devasho with this ranged attack. Tyler, you can't win on this podcast. All right, range attack, 19 super hits.
Jeez.
No hope.
And yeah, this does a little more damage maybe than its other ability. Nope, I've rolled very low. It is.
Sorry, buddy.
15 points of electricity damage.
So I take 8, right?
Yes. Yeah, half. Wait, no. What did I say? 15? However you and Tress have worked it out, whoever takes the most.
I always take the bigger.
Yeah, but yeah, if the success is successful, targets adjacent to that creature. Wait, the target takes a list of damage and each creature adjacent. Each creature adjacent to the target must make a fortitude save or be staggered. Okay, so I can't really do anything here. That's going to bring us to Devasho.
Okay. If I stand here, can I hit it? No.
Yeah, you've got 10 foot.
Oh, I can. All right, I'll do that. I don't want to get in Zinnia's way. That's a miss. 3 on the dice.
Indeedy do. Wait, against KAC.
Flat-footed.
Flat-footed, that's a hit.
That's a hit. Yeah, I forgot about the flat-footed part.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, boy. Well, then that's going to be 30 points of damage after taking into account DR and the electrical immunity.
How much? 30?
30.
Okay, you're confusing me by taking into effect my DR, but yes, that is still up after that. I was like, does not compute. Echo 7, it's still up. You've got it trapped in a corner.
Echo 7 is going to play the most dangerous game and hunt it like a human. And just move up closer, and we're going to punch with a hammer fist.
Ooh. Alabama Slammer.
23.
That is a hit.
For 21 points of damage.
Okay, we're taking a bit off the top here for its DR.
I have penetrating attack, which removes 5 DR.
Oh, yes, you do. It's dead.
Hey! Well done, Drew.
I think you just about needed all that damage. That puts us at 154. Oh, no, that you would have killed it anyway, I think. But boom, howdy. We're out of combat.
Yay.
But
Tyler, you can take back your 8 points of damage.
You sure?
Does Drew get battle leader, or is that only once per combat or something?
It's people are immune to my battle leader until they take a rest. So like I used it on Sprouts, so he's immune. I use it on Trest, they're immune. I can use it on
Echo. Everyone keeps forgetting his name. Single tier.
I can use it on Echo. Echo, do you even have any stamina damage?
I do. I have, let's see. It's only like 10 points. So we're
like,
you get all that back. And but you'll be immune until you rest again.
Excellent. Out of immediate peril, but indeed the console seems to be lit up and energized here to the dam's spillways. You have hacked into it, I believe in our last episode. And it now seems to be trying, maybe this last Fulmavar, trying to communicate with you with some of these arcane mystical runes that the computer code was written in. Why don't you make me another mysticism or computers check? Trying to access the system here. Ooh, got a good one. Oh, good one from Trest. I think you get the gist from these runes that this creature, this Fulmavar, seems to be acting in retribution. It talks indeed about the rock elementals that were here in the dam that has you've pretty much figured out has been destroyed as like friends of these Fulmavars, and we're keeping a very delicate balance in this arcane system for the dam. You having already bypassed the passcode here and now in communication with this last Orin speaking Fulmavar, you realize to make this dam be able to hold up against any more swarm attacks, you're going to have to potentially bind new earth elementals to help shore it up. You can already see that there are the weight of the water and the caustic acidic nature of it will potentially break this dam down in a number of days.
Well,
How do we do that?
We all started asking the same question.
I mean,
How do we bind earth elementals?
I mean, planar binding, I think, is a 4th level spell.
To create a rock elemental like out of nothing, though, is not anything to snuff at. I mean, you can summon one, but yeah, to create one that would be large enough, and there were originally 3 of them here. It's going to take about 5,000 UPBs worth of like materials to shore up and create. But why don't you give me one more mysticism check here, and if anybody wants to aid someone, you can.
I auto aid.
Oh no!
So, I was going to ask a question, but
Sorry.
I was about to say I'm gonna average these guys out here because Tyler's rolled a 20 and Jabert, you've rolled a 1. So why don't we declare that a success, whereas you're about to destroy like all the mystical code that's required to bypass some of the technical needs for this elemental. And Devasha, you're able to save the day. Perhaps you've felt some metatextual 4th wall breaking connection to this Fulmavar as
Hylax is speaking to me, but in a strange voice I've never heard before.
that is going to be enough to bypass those UPBs required and kind of use some of the elements of the bridge itself for one of the earth elementals. Technically, you have to beat this DC 33 mysticism check by 10 to bypass all the UPBs. But because you guys sent 2 extra squads here to the dam in the planning phase, as you're kind of working this out, Lieutenant Cahor does come into the command room and explains that they can spend the next like 10 hours or so, these troops, now that the dam has been defended, and spend that time like sandbagging basically and shoring up the wall that would hold it off long enough to where they can get like experts in to summon and planar bind the next set of earth elementals.
well, and we saw remnants of what appeared to be earth elementals outside. I was going to ask if we could use those to help form new ones, but
yeah, I think after your communication with this last Fulmavar, well, I guess I should make your roll for this one as well, but why don't...
I imagine Xenia going out and like creating sandcastles with the mud, you know?
Make me one more... yeah, please do. Make me one more mysticism check. It's a mysticism heavy episode.
I'll aid whoever.
All right. Well, Tyler's rolling rocks on these tonight because he's rolled a 19 now. Tyler, I think once again, Devasha, you figure out that these are remains of a creature these Fulmavar cared about a great deal, and they seem to imply that they would like them buried in a ritualistic manner.
Oh, okay. We can make that happen.
Yeah.
So I've just defiled their remains by making
good
balls
job.
of mud. Oops.
I'm sorry that our friend made sandcastles out of your other friend's body, but
Xenia,
she is a cruel scientist who does not care for the feelings of living beings.
Xenia is a monster. It's confirmed.
Still has my eye, and it's been 4 books.
She, you see an FDF soldier like vaporized by a plasma attack, and you go over and like throw his ashes in the air and like, it's snowing. Whee!
adorable. Oh my gosh.
That's basically what you just did. Yeah, but after communicating
is Clovis Bray from Destiny.
After spending some time, kind of assuaging the Fulmavar, you guys can set up the ritual to create a new earth elemental with this system, and it takes about an hour or so as the SDF are shoring up the other points along the dam. But eventually, one kind of pops into existence here and gets to work. I don't know. I just kind of imagined like a rock elemental like putting its hands against the wall and like, I've got this. I'm holding up the dam. I'm sure they
like the spirits from Majora's Mask almost.
Yeah, but I mean they can like rock glide into the wall. Maybe that's how they like strengthen it. They meld with the dam itself. Yeah, and Lieutenant Cohor here, thanks you guys. It's like it was because of those extra units you gave me to command here that we can reinforce where those other two elementals were until mystical engineers and technomancers from the SDF Corps get here. Thank you, Midnight Squad. You're right to expend the extra troops at this location. Thank you for all you've done here.
Thank you for all that you have done and all that you will do in our absence. Bye-bye.
Yeah, the computers are like flashing, little Fulmavor smiley faces, and the computer screens across the consoles read binding restored, defense agent reinstalled, and you guys, it will indeed kind of wave goodbye digitally as you head out here. You can see the SCF soldiers completing the mission at the Rendith Dam, and you are free to head back out. Mission accomplished.
Well, where should we go next? To take a 8-hour rest, you say? That is the correct answer, my friends.
Well, I don't know if you guys remember. We can go back to the War Room map here where you've given the extra squadrons and stuff. Just about all the missions in and around the Bernoa area you have completed. We're talking the science experiment in Bernoa Heights, looking into Arwil Reactor, the Hualdi Dome, and Rendith Dam. So you guys have accomplished a great deal here. If you want to check in with Commander Najiri, they give you the go ahead to rest up back at the base on the other side of town, just south of the Bernoan spaceport.
Sounds good.
Yeah, that seems like a good idea.
Look at us taking back Bernoa. I'm so proud of us.
You guys know in like a JRPG back in the 90s when you'd be done with a huge boss fight, but there was still like a whole room before you got to the save point, but there were random battles that happened in between. And I see Patrick smiling.
Shut up, Drew. You don't know exactly how the rest of this AP is going to go every single episode. Well, before that, as you get back to the spaceport, they are fortifying there, but you are directed south down a dusty road. Seems mighty familiar, and you realize before you get there, you are heading back to where this adventure all started, all those 80 episodes ago or so, to Camp Cavalier, the old HQ for the destroyed 5th Battalion, where you guys as characters met about half a year ago.
Oh,
and when you get inside the fortifications here are always pretty nil, but some of them have been torn down, the gates and wire fences and things around Camp Cavalier. You do see a friendly face there to greet you, now decked out with a colonel's badge and 2 out of 6 cybernetic arms upon his furry chest. The colonel's badge of Mr. McSkitters. Colonel McSkitters now.
Colonel Skitters.
Oh, we can't call him new friend. He's old friend.
Aye, old friend indeed. At ease, Midnight Squad. High Command told me that you'd be coming, so I've got the hot water for you, and and fresh clothes and some clean beds. Oh, but before you rest up, I also have 2 half-ton trucks rolling in from the starport with about 250,000 UPBs for you. Requisition from Commander Najiri. He wants you to gear up and get ready for what I got to imagine is going to be the final push. Like this is a save room right before the boss battle. But you know there's going to be some fights along the way, so don't waste all your RP like Devasho did.
Devasho's already asleep, just like...
Yep, it's 75k UPBs for each of you. And Commander Najiri suggests upgrading to a tier 3 synaptic accelerator if you want, but do whatever you need because you gotta make sure you got enough ammo, gotta get them bullets to shoot into the enemies and upgrade your armor so you don't get murdered. Anyway, Echo, your Quartermaster Jenks landed as well and is on site to help you calibrate and install any new hardware in your armor. And besides that, you all are clear for 12 to 24 hours of downtime, whatever you need.
That is
Thank you. Thank you, Colonel McSkitters. That is excellent. Excellent news. We will make good use of these supplies.
Devasho looks nearly dead, just like old times.
I feel like I have been nearly dead now for a few hours, for many hours.
Some things never change.
I would not have made it without Trest, so...
In the early books, you were like play dead. You were like cosplaying as a dead person, and now you're just really there.
Yes.
You're almost there.
I used to have half my body in the grave. Now it's only a foot.
Right. Yeah. And as the day ends here and night stretches over the eastern side of the continent, there's maybe some explosions and gunfire in the distance in Bronoa during the night, but for most part, it's very quiet. After 2 days here after touchdown, most of the operations have ceased, and for the most part, the largest pockets of the swarm have evacuated the city. There are dozens and dozens of soldiers here. They are trying to build back up the 5th Battalion with, all new recruits and a ton of fresh faces from Ultranius. They come up to you and maybe ask for some stories and maybe an autograph or two, sign like their helmets. But for the most part, you overhear as you pass the mess halls in Camp Cavalier, pretty optimistic chattering with many soldiers saying, they can't wait to boot the scum-sucking swarm back into space. And a lot of them are pretty excited to be following you, hopefully into battle in the Jurdos Mountains. You guys ready to rest up?
Oh, very much so.
Yeah.
Oh, no, you are not. Xenia and Trest, you guys, as you're getting towards the end of the second day here on Suskalon, feeling a little ill from the battle with the radioactive Pluprex demon. If you guys would like to make a medicine check to treat disease before you rest up, you can.
I can do that.
Yeah, each of you can do. It can be done once, so go ahead and roll that if you'd like.
It's a 43.
Bing, bang, boom. That's a success for you. Don't think you can actually fail this one. So, good news is you get a +4 bonus to your fortitude save for radiation sickness.
Oh.
Bad news is you've got to make that fortitude save as you rest up, and you need 3 of them to cure yourself of radiation sickness, which is bonkers, but it's a very dangerous disease here in Starfinder Land. Why don't you both make me fortitude save?
Wait, do I need to make a medicine check so I can give myself that bonus?
Oh, Rebecca.
Xenia.
Oh, I can spend an RP to re-roll fortitude, though.
What is that from?
Great fortitude.
Booyah! Go right. Wait, you haven't used that today, right?
I don't think so. Did I?
Oh.
I don't think I did. Maybe I did. Did I?
Was the Pluprex demon, because you might have used it
I may
Back
have used it
when
against that.
The original fight against the Pluperix demon.
I think you have. Have you? Can you do it more than once per day?
It's spend an RP. I don't think there's any limit on that.
If it is, then Great Fortitude should be called Super Great Fortitude.
I mean, I could be wrong.
Great Fortitude is you just get a +2 bonus to.
No, I think it's
Fortitude save
improved
rolls.
Great Fortitude.
Nope.
You
You
can
can spend one RP to reroll. So no
Yep.
problems there if you've got the RP. Yeah, you've already got the bonus for Tress. Just go ahead and give me the roll.
Oh, thank goodness.
And you're rolling rock. So we don't got to worry about that. You're still technically latent. But like I said, you guys got to roll it
So
every.
does that involve a -2 to fortitude right now?
Latent? No. But as soon
I
as
have
you
a
go
minus
down,
two. I have a -2 to fortitude from something. I don't know what it is, but
if it was from when you had radiation poisoning, that
maybe that was
goes away. But
okay.
regardless, you've rolled a 19, so you're good. Xenia just saves. You've rolled a 21. It's against the DC of the.
Well, it'd be +4 on top of that, so it's 25.
Yeah. It is DC 22. So you've made it, and you feel a little ill in the morning, but you're not vomiting. You're not showing signs of the disease getting worse. After latent, the second stage when you fail one is real bad. It's weakened, and you become sickened and fatigued. You can, do like magic against that, but that's like every day. Anyway, you're feeling pretty good. Maybe a little tired when you wake up the next morning, stressed from some of like the pills and things Xenia was pouring down your throat before you went to sleep. Devasho, I gotta imagine you're feeling 1 million times better after you're able to rest up and get your RP and SP back.
Oh yeah.
You bounce back like crazy compared to other folks here. Probably a lot of painful scarring and wounds still from claws and bites and stuff from the entire last couple days. The dome, the dam, defeating your personal demon, but you've come out on top, all of you.
Yeah, I think Devasho feels that maybe he was feeling a little dour because knew we'd have to go after the God Host, and the God Host is kind of intimidating to say the least. But after our recent successes with taking back Brunoa and getting his RP back, of course, Devasho was feeling extremely optimistic.
Nothing's gonna stop you. That next morning, Trest, as you're maybe getting geared back up and getting ready to go see the quartermaster, there's a soft knock at your quarters door, and you see another familiar face here, the frail form of Zelanon, the ancient Sheeran priest that saved you, and you saved him back as you guys escaped Suskelin many months before. He says, "Oh, hello, Trest.
Greetings, Zelanon. To what do I owe the honor?
I have come here by permission of Commander Najiri before you impart on your next adventure, to pass on to you the wisdom of the Hylaxian priests from the system. Oh, we have studied the path you have followed, that of the Sheeran in their exodus, and the return of the swarm as they have tried to snuff out our history and our way of life."
Yes, I am aware of what you speak.
It is more serious than that. This God Host seems hellbent on Hylax's path to divinity, perhaps in capturing a part of our Forever Queen's energies, her powers. Oh, we have studied the text, and it is frightening to believe, but with the amount of mystical energy that seems to be converging here on Suskelin, the God Host may be trying to ascend as well, and to become, for lack of a better word, some kind of deity to the swarm.
We cannot allow this to take place.
It is profane to think about the hive mind gaining godhood, but Much as Hylax, the goddess, is for those who chose freedom, those who chose their own path, their own identity. The god host, I believe, is looking to become an antithesis in this universe, to suck the energy from the enslaved swarm components to gain their godhood here on Thescalan.
Do what?
They want to become a god, and we have sought guidance of our own. A conclave on Ultranius was brought together, Trest, and we asked Hylax for a sign. Our rituals lasted a week. We were hoping for some key or piece of information, some weapon to aid the SDF, something to stop this ascension. But every time we asked, we were given but one reply, over and over. 3 words communicated to us from the beyond.
To be continued.
No, that would be really weird.
Oh, okay. I was like, oh, thanks for doing this whole scene with me to be continued.
The god Hylax talked to her top priests. We communicated with the Forever Reliquary as well. Everyone we could reach within time. They all got the same reply, Trest. They said...
Tell me what it was. We have to know.
They said, Trest shall decide. There was brief flashes. People saw images of you in battle. The god hosts slaying your friends. And just glimpses of what must be a final outcome. Of you confronting the swarm. It is time that I confess to you, Tress, that I lied when I said I did not remember you from many years ago when you came as a small child to the Temple of Hylax on Clutchstone Ridge. I saw you back then as a young one, and I could tell you had a great deal of magical potential, but also I sensed in you a propensity for great destruction as well, and it frightened me as much as I wanted to use you for Hylax's mission. There was a part of me that also wanted to allow you to have a normal upbringing, a normal life with your family. If I had put you through the tests, you, I'm sure, could have become a very powerful priest of Hylax, but something inside me, I think, told me you were destined for much more.
You allowed me to choose, and for that, I thank you. Things might have turned out very differently if you had acted otherwise, but
your squad needed you as you snuck past swarm destroyed planets and completed the challenges of the Forever Reliquary and entered into the very hive mindscape itself. Like it or not, you are a vessel for Hylax's path, though its end I cannot tell you.
Yes, well, we all shall see.
The only thing we can tell you from this is we believe you will be tasked with some decision of great import, one that will have ramifications, perhaps, for centuries after this. I do not know what it is, and I apologize that I am laying a lot on you all at once, but I know you needed to be prepared for what awaits you when you confront the god host.
I see. Well, I hope you can rely on me to make the right choice, whatever that may be.
Zelnon will, offer to stay and pray with you for a while. But you guys have free time here to do what you need to do. Getting prepped for the rest of this AP. Whether that be buying some things, if you want to get anything installed. Quartermaster Jenks can make some surgeries or mechanical upgrades to armor and weapons and things like that. Do you guys?
Question.
Mm-hmm.
I gave the crystal away in book 2. I gave it to the BBRC.
Mm-hmm.
Have they done any tests on it since then? And also, can I get it back?
Yeah. Do you want to spend some time trying to track that down? See if you can make maybe some outreaches with the SDF to talk to the corporation.
yeah, I'd like to make some calls and try to get it back, and also come clean to my colleagues about what happened. That I defiled this is the second time in one episode that I've admitted to defiling something, but I defiled a temple of Hylax, and I realize now that I should not have done that. But perhaps I uncovered.
What? Zelnon's like, what did you say?
Perhaps I have uncovered something meaningful in our fight against the swarm.
Yeah, don't worry, she's learned her lesson. It's fine.
It's good.
I think DiMaggio's reaction would be something like, wow, I expect my kids not to be able to keep their hands off of things, but I expect more from you, Zinnia.
It was for a good cause, and it helped us in battle, whether you believed it or realized it or not.
I like the justification of a rogue just stealing stuff. If it's for science, it's like, I'm a science rogue.
I mean, yeah, that's what Zinnia does. That's her MO.
Science rogue. Right. I'm not going to make you guys go through all the stuff you want to buy. This episode, you'll have some time to do that, some time to track down errant crystals and things of that nature. This episode will end once you decide to start your trek towards the Gyarados Mountains, which will take the better part of the day, and you can spend another day here resting if you need to. If you would like to, that will require another fortitude save from Trest and Zinnia. But that's up to you. Right now, you guys feel fine.
I mean, yeah, I should probably try to get over.
Yeah, I'd like to get rid of it, right?
Yeah, so much as possible.
Yeah.
You would still need another day after.
Yeah, well, I mean, better to know right now than right before we leave.
That's you know what? That's a fair point.
Yeah, right. Oh. Exactly.
All right.
Yeah, because DC 20 is actually a really hard check for us. So
it's 22, but I mean it's really 18 because you're getting a +4. Zinnia, you have failed though. Do you want to start the following day by burning an RP?
I'll burn an RP to re-roll that. Let's see if I can do better. It's only a 15. That's a total of 19.
That's not gonna do.
Have this disease until the day you die.
I mean, if Trest is sick, he's not leaving the camp. So
does my +2 against disease come into play here?
I mean, presumably there are people in the camp that have remove affliction or remove radiation or something like that. I mean, it's not like the most rare thing in the world, I would presume, but if we have to pay for it, that's fine. But
I mean, it's beyond the technomancers here. It's like a level 4 technomancer spell for remove radiation. I think your bonus to disease here would take effect, so that's still just a 21, Rebecca. So you fall down the fortitude path of disease to weakened. You can, cure magically the sickened and fatigue condition, but you're still not feeling great. Do you want to go ahead and wait? Did you already roll Trest? No. Yes.
Yes.
Oh, was that the 13?
Yeah.
So you guys both fail. So this second morning here, you wake up and you're vomitous. You're maybe feeling a little strung out, clammy flesh, things like that. But you're not dying yet.
Well,
I will say after this day, you get orders from the top to move out with dozens of other units here, including this 4th and 5th Battalion. To the Gyarados Mountains. They're moving out operations after taking Brinoa, and they're expecting you to kind of blaze a path.
I have a question about an item.
Yeah, Tyler.
This counts as a disease?
They are indeed. They have radiation sickness.
There is a item, tier 1 vaccine, and it says that explorers often take precautions against known diseases. Vaccines must be formulated for a specific disease. One day after taking or being injected with the vaccine, you gain a bonus equal to 5 plus the the medicinal's tier to saving throws against that disease for a number of months equal to the vaccine's tier. This bonus does not stack with antibiotics. So can we use that? I mean, it says something, and there's also a thing for antibiotics, which I believe help with saving throws against diseases. So I guess my question is, could we use either antibiotics or vaccines as a way to give them additional bonuses to this? Or is this kind of, because it's radiation, and I know radiation's a different beast, is that outside of that?
Yeah. Name one situation where vaccines have ever worked, Tyler, and I will allow this to work. But
I will try to come up with an example.
Well, like I said, I don't think that's going to stack with. You can. I think it's only an hour of time needed. No, 10 minutes with a medical lab to treat disease and get that +4 bonus against the throws. So, like I said, I'm just assuming that you guys have that bonus. If you want to make that and boost it up instead to a +5, I don't think those would necessarily stack. But like I said, I think you're gonna have to play a little hurt here. Do you have for Tress and Zinnia ways to get rid of sick and fatigued? That's a real question. Whether it be remove affliction or fatigue.
Yeah.
Oh no, I have remove affliction. I didn't realize that could just remove diseases. Never mind.
Yeah, but can it do fatigue here?
No, it can remove a disease.
Everything except radiation sickness can do, right?
So
Does it say that anywhere, or are we just sort of saying that?
I'm sorry. The spell is level
3. Level 3. Remove affliction. I have to make a caster level check to try to do it, but 4 plus the DC of the affliction. The caster level check.
What's your question, Rebecca?
I came across treat radiation, which is a biohacker thing, but I can't tell what the level is that I don't know how you get that. I don't know if you just automatically get it as part of your micro lab or.
It says. I'm sorry. Yeah, you can look that up while we go through this. The only thing that can cure radiation sickness is remove radioactivity. It does not work with remove affliction. But if you have remove affliction, or I think there's a level 1 spell that can also get rid of the fatigue, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's look into this as we carry on. You guys moving towards the Gyarados Mountains, because you're still not feeling great after day 3 of resting up, and the missions are moving forward. As you guys get back into the hovercrafts here and head out, it's the better part of like the morning gets on into the afternoon before you start climbing up the mountains here. In that time, you pass by Echo 7, the old shack on the plains where you used to live, in the frostbitten fields of the corporate farmlands in the northern Lupin plains. Would Echo 7 want to make a pit stop here and maybe pick up some old movies?
Yes, absolutely.
So you have some other references in the final battle. you restock. The Gyarados Mountains, the route you're taking is a little different from the southern one you took from Rios City. But yeah, you reach the top of it later on in the afternoon. And there's about a dozen vehicles or so, maybe twice as many tents and 3 times as many soldiers set up in kind of like an observation point. Everything like camouflaged under nets and what have you. And you get to meet up with, I believe, Sergeant Alta Hassett, who you recall from the planning the prior week in the invasion of Susquehanna, is kind of like the point person here. And they say, Midnight Squad, we've been expecting you all. I'm I'm in charge of the operations here in the mountains. I wanted to thank you for the additional manpower you've put forth in completing this mission. With the reinforcements coming from Branoa, we will have the entire mountain range secured and ready to move in to surround their forces within a day here. That reminds me, we couldn't get very accurate satellite imagery of this thing, but let me introduce you to what we are calling the host's hive. You guys are presented with military-grade binoculars, and she points along the mountain range southwest towards Clutchstone Ridge, and through the wispy clouds out there, you get your first glimpse of a massive, bulging, bug-shaped structure that seems to have attached itself to the Temple of Hylax. And if you recall, that is shaped like a Sheeran's head. The back of the building, though, makes an unholy structure of stone and what looks like yellowish chitin-like material. So it looks like that head has a huge slug-like butt sticking out the back of it. And Sergeant Alta Hassett says, we think that is where the God host is holed up. And they're inside gathering power and biding its time and doing one other thing, Midnight Squad. It's in there waiting to be continued.
Oh, there it is.
Ah, there it is.
And we've got to the mountains. There's definitely going to be no series of smaller skirmishes before you get to the boss fight after
full strength into the boss.
The save point. But yeah, if you guys die, you have to go right back to Camp Cavalier, the save point. Do all this over again. That's going to do it for us this week, guys. Thanks for playing with me.
Thank you,
Patrick.
And listeners, thanks for listening. We'll catch you next time on Cosmic Crit.
Good night.
Good night.
Night, folks.
Bye-bye.
You've been listening to Cosmic Crit, an officially licensed partner of Paizo Incorporated. The Starfinder role-playing game and adventure paths are trademarks of Paizo. All Pathfinder and Starfinder images are property of Paizo and are used with permission.